This video is going to cover the use of tabs in the Chrome browser and how to manage tabs and your history across multiple devices. Now you need to be logged in to your Chrome accounts, and so if you're not logged in, you would do that through the menu and sign in. Now once you've signed in, any sites that you access on any other device like a phone, and it can be an Android or an iPhone, a tablet or an iPad, any other computers, Mac or Windows that are running Chrome, all of the tabs that you have accessed become part of your history. At the moment we'll look at the tabs. So these are a whole lot of tabs that I have open. If I want to go to a new tab, it's this N button here, and I can put in the URL, or I could use the Google search bar. It gives me my previously visited pages, some of them. If I wanted to start a new tab and access Gmail or YouTube or Maps, there is a shortcut here to the Google pages. So if I wanted my Google Drive or my Gmail, I can do it from there. Moving tabs, you can rearrange them just by dragging them to different positions and move them around. What would be more efficient would be some way of grouping those tabs. Now, there is an extension that you can download that will in effect group tabs, and it's called OneTab, and that's its icon there. And this page here is other tabs that I've grouped together. So it just takes all your tabs and puts them in groups. This is useful if you're doing research, for example, and you've got a whole lot of tabs open on the same topic, and you can keep adding to that group as well. To turn all of these tabs into one tab and just freeze it all up so you haven't got this great expansive mess of tabs, all I need to do is click the OneTab extension, and all those tabs disappear and are put into a group. I can restore them all as a group, so at the moment I haven't got anything open but the one tab. There's nothing there anymore, and it's freed up space because it can slow your system down, but it's also made it more efficient. Now if I want to delete anything from that group of tabs, I'm mousing over it, I can see the cross there, I can delete that tab. I can delete that tab, so you can manage things. I can restore them all, and they're all back. And then I've still got that group that's restored them all, but I still have the existing group there. And I can delete that set of tabs. The pages will still remain open. Any new page that I want to add to any of the tabs. So if we come and find a new page, so it's just open, open this one. So I want to add that to the existing OneTab group. Just right click, and that extension allows me to perform some sort of action. So I can send just this tab, the one that's active, to OneTab. Or there's all these exclusions. Exclude it, so I send all the tabs that are visible except this one to OneTab. So there's a few options that can help you manage it. So if I want to send this one to OneTab, and it puts it into that current group. Now I can also share them as a web page. So if I was doing some research and I wanted to provide that set of links to somebody else, I can share it as a web page. So sharing it as a web page provides you with a URL up here, which can be emailed, and it also gives you a QR code that you could scan with your mobile or your tablet that would open them all. So if I was to take as an example, I've just scanned that barcode with my phone, and this is an Android phone. So just holding that up to the web page, it's scanned it, and it's actually found the link for this set of tabs, and it also gives you a link to open the browser. So let's just make this a group. Now when you click the more, you can name the tab group or lock it or star it. So if I named it, and it might be research on backup, whatever it might be. So you can name your actual tabs, and then you can have different tab groups. Now if you lock the tab group, you're not going to be able to add anything else to it. So this one might be about iOS 7. So if I wanted to add tabs to that one, restore them all, find a new page to add to that iOS 7 tab group, right click anywhere in the page and send that tab to the named tab group. It's going to the iOS 7. So if you don't name them, it's just going to send it to whatever the active tab group is. Naming them means I can more specifically send a page that I had found to a specific tab group. So I'm going to send just this tab to iOS 7. Then when I have a look in the tab groups, that's the last one we did there. So how do you add this extension to Chrome? So go into Window, Extensions, and that gives you all of the extensions that you have enabled in Chrome. And if you want to get a new one, at the bottom of the page, get more extensions, and it's called OneTab. And then all you do is add it to Chrome. So we'll open it. It's got a tick because it already has been added to Chrome for me. And then all you do is click that Add to Chrome. And then it will be available up here in the menu bar. If you want to remove the extension, you can right click, remove from Chrome. You can manage it, Preferences, Manage. There's the actual extension. In the extensions window, you can trash it, remove it, you can disable it. But that's its purpose. It reduces tab clutter and saves up to 95% memory. Now the other thing to do with tabs really is if you happen to close them all. So if I start to close a few tabs, but then I want them back and I can't remember what they were, clicking in the menu button, there's now something called Recent Tabs, recently closed tabs. So they're the ones I've just closed, so I can get them back again. Now it also shows you in Recent Tabs any tabs that you have open on other devices. So it shows you there on my iPad what pages I have open in the iPad, the Android phone, the GT is the phone, on another iMac computer. So I could look at other pages that I've found on other devices. When you click the More, it shows them to you in a group, and you can on each one collapse that list so it's not so cluttered. Or I could open all of those, expand the list, and then I want to open those 3 pages. I can open all, and it will open them into the version of Chrome that I'm using on the computer I'm sitting at. So I'm not at my iPad at the moment. Let's go back to that. More. And it also shows you your history. So this is history as well. And on today, everywhere I've been and the time and where I've visited. And then if I want to delete something from the history, just hovering over it will delete something. So if I want to delete all of the Chrome Web Store entries from the history, I can remove the selected items. I can clear all my browsing data if you wanted to erase all your history, but I'm just going to remove those 3, delete those 3 pages from my history. The useful thing about history is that once you've signed in on all your devices, you can see the browsing history from all those devices. Any changes that you make to your history on one device will be synced to all the other devices. So if I was to delete something from the computer I'm sitting on now, an iMac, it would also be deleted from the history on the iPad. So what I've got here on the left hand side is Chrome on an iMac computer, and on the right is the Chrome running on the iPad. And you can see the history is exactly the same. To find the history on an iPad, just close this tab down, this tab down. To find the history, tap the menu, it's the same menu as on the computer, and then tap history. And that's going to show my current history from my signed in devices, so everything I'm signed in on. So if I was to delete something from one device, it will disappear from other devices. So if I now delete the iOS 7 iMore page from my history, now it's sitting there in the iPad, so it's removed the selected items from the iPad, from the iMac. It's disappeared from the history on the iPad. Now this can be very useful, again, for managing your browsing history. According to the Chrome settings, the history keeps your previous 10 weeks of browsing. So there's quite a lot there that you could find again. If I went down here, and it looks at the times you access those pages as well. And that's going down to yesterday. And then if I want the older one, there's a link there to older history. So I got to Thursday. So and it also shows you on that day what you did on the other devices. So on the Thursday, October the 10th, on my phone, that's what I accessed. On the other iMac I have, that's what I accessed. So not only does it show you history on one device, but all devices. Very useful. Now the other thing that it also does, as well as the history on other devices, so I'm looking at Chrome. Just go back to the home screen. Open Chrome on an iPad and go into the menu, and then I could have a look in other devices, and I can see the recent tabs and the open tabs on all the other devices, like I could on the iMac machine. So this is what's open on the iMac machine, on the phone, on another iMac that I have. It only works with devices that are turned on or sleep. So I have a tablet, but that's switched off, so it's not showing the tabs from that one at all until you turn it on and you open Chrome. Right, that's all for now.